What does greatest defender ever really look like? Suppose someone who led the league in defensive win shares 10 straight years, helped win 11 championships in 13 seasons, and holds the record for playoff rebounds per game. That's Bill Russell. His defense did not just stop opponents, it reshaped how basketball was played. Ever wonder why shooters feared the paint long before shot blocking was a recorded stat? Or how one player could make Wilt Chamberlain's 50-point nights irrelevant? Russell didn't just show up, he elevated under pressure. Hit subscribe if you believe impact matters more than flash, and stick around as we break down how Russell made winning the only stat that counted. If you ask a modern NBA fan about Bill Russell, they'll probably laugh. He played against plumbers, they say. Austin Reeves would drop 50 on those guys. But here's the truth. Bill Russell is the greatest defender of all time. Not one of, the best. Russell changed the way defense was played, and more importantly, how it was valued. He wasn't just blocking shots, he was changing outcomes. Did you know the Celtics had the worst offense in the league 3 times during his career? And guess what? They still won the championship each of those years because of Russell's defense. That's insane, right? Wilt Chamberlain put up huge numbers, sure, but Russell won the battles that mattered. His defense was the heartbeat of a dynasty. So ask yourself, if winning is the ultimate goal, then why is not Russell always in the GOAT conversation? Russell didn't just block shots, he erased offensive plans. With a 7 feet 4 inches wingspan, elite timing, and vertical explosion, he could cover ground like no one else. Experts estimate he averaged 8 blocks per game, even though blocks weren't officially recorded. That's mind-blowing. His footwork and fluid motion allowed him to slide across the paint effortlessly, closing gaps and altering shots without even making contact. His teammates trusted him so much they funneled their men toward him, knowing he'd clean up whatever mess came his way. How many defenders can say that? Have you ever watched a game where one guy made the entire opposing team afraid to go near the basket? That was every night for Russell. The Celtics had the #1 defense 11 times during his career. Not because of a system, not because of multiple all-time defenders, just one man's presence. When Russell wasn't on the court, the team looked average. When he was there, they were untouchable. We've heard the phrase, defense wins championships, a million times. But no one lived that motto like Bill Russell. His defensive impact wasn't just strong, it was historically unique. With 133.6 defensive win shares, he ranks first all-time, far ahead of legends like Tim Duncan and Hakeem Olajuwon. From 1958 to 1967, Russell led the NBA in defensive win shares for 10 straight seasons. No one else has ever led more than 5. Think about that. Even without modern stats like blocks and defensive rating, Russell was acknowledged as the defensive anchor of a dynasty. How do you measure fear? You can't. But Russell inspired fear in shooters who avoided the paint altogether. That psychological advantage? Priceless. Even when Chamberlain dropped 50, it didn't matter. Russell's teams kept winning. Isn't the final score more important than a stat sheet? Opponents said it best. Lakers coach John Cundler once admitted, "We don't fear the Celtics without Bill Russell." That tells you everything you need to know. How many players can say they completely changed how the game was played and how it was won? Great players perform, but legends elevate. Bill Russell? He was on another level. In the playoffs, he averaged a staggering 24.87 rebounds per game, the highest in NBA history. Let that sink in. The most dominant postseason rebounder ever. It wasn't just rebounding. In clutch moments, Russell stepped up like no one else. Game 7, 1962 NBA Finals, 30 points, 40 rebounds. That's not a stat line, it's a mic drop. Why do you think some stars shrink in big moments while others thrive? Is it skill or mentality? In the 1965 Eastern Finals, he made critical plays down the stretch before the iconic Havlicek stole the ball moment. Most forget Russell inbounded the ball right before that steal, narrowly avoiding disaster. He wasn't just reacting to pressure, he was mastering it. Year after year, he matched up with the best. Wilt, West, Baylor, and walked away victorious. 11 titles in 13 seasons. That's not luck, that's legacy. If you had to pick one player to win you a Game 7, who would it be? For those who know history, the answer is simple. Bill Russell. We hope you're enjoying it. If so, then don't forget to subscribe for more awesome content. Let's get this straight. Bill Russell wasn't a scorer, and he didn't pretend to be. He wasn't putting up Wilt-like 50-point games, but he still found ways to make a difference on offense. He averaged 15.1 points, but the real gem was his 4.3 assists per game, unheard of for a center in that era. That made him one of the best passing bigs in NBA history, trailing only Bill Walton and Wes Unseld among Hall of Fame centers. Russell could grab a rebound, launch a pinpoint outlet pass to Bob Cousy, and kickstart the Celtics' legendary fast break. Have you ever seen a big man turn defense into offense that quickly? In 1961 to 62, Russell averaged a career-high 18.9 points, showing he could step up when needed. He wasn't trying to outscore everyone, he was trying to outwit them. Would you rather have a guy who scores 50 and loses, or one who gets 15, 25, and wins the championship? Russell understood what mattered, and his offense, while underappreciated, was all about elevating the team, not his numbers. Before Bill Russell, defense was an afterthought. After him, it became a cornerstone. His style wasn't just effective, it was generationally influential. He pioneered the concept of help defense, leaving his man to protect the rim. That's standard today, but he invented it. Other centers mimicked him, but no one matched him. Did you know blocked shots weren't officially recorded until 4 years after he retired? Imagine how many he'd have if they were. How different would his legacy be if modern stats had existed back then? Russell's presence altered behavior. Shooters rushed shots, changed angles, or passed out entirely, just knowing he was nearby. That's impact without a stat. He also transformed defense into offense. Russell's rebounding and outlet passes made Boston's fast break deadly, adding even more value to his presence. Why do you think no one talks about how Russell made teammates better just by existing on the court? So let's put it all together. 11 titles, 5 MVPs, 12 All-Star appearances, a career built on dominance, sacrifice, and team-first mentality. From 1957 to 1969, the Celtics won more titles than every other team combined, all with Russell anchoring the defense. He's the only player to win an NCAA title, Olympic gold medal, and 11 NBA championships. How wild is that? Russell even became the first black head coach in NBA history and led his team to 2 more titles as player coach. That's leadership on another level. Do you know any other player who won a title as a coach and player at the same time? The NBA Finals MVP trophy is named after Bill Russell. He received the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2010 and the NBA Lifetime Achievement Award in 2017. That's more than basketball. That's history. His 21,620 career rebounds still rank second all time. He had 3 games with 49+ rebounds and once grabbed 51 in a single night. Bill Russell didn't just play the game, he defined it. The greatest defender ever, he turned fear into a weapon, rebounding into offense, and pressure into legacy. 11 rings, 5 MVPs, a defensive genius who made winning routine. If impact matters more than highlight reels, then Russell is your GOAT. Like what you saw? Hit subscribe, drop a comment with your favorite Russell moment, and let's keep giving legends their due.